What if you could start your own country, not with armies or politicians, but with technology? It might sound like a wild concept, but it's closer to reality than you think. Today, we're diving into the network state, a groundbreaking idea that might just redefine how societies are built and how power is distributed. Let's explore this futuristic concept that could make you rethink everything you know about governance and what it means to be a citizen in the digital age. We live in a world where technology allows us to launch companies, create communities, and even invent new currencies like Bitcoin. But here's the question: can we use technology to build something even bigger? A new country? It sounds like science fiction, but it's a conversation that's already happening. And the concept behind it is called the network state. Today, I'm going to break down how this works, why it matters, and what it could mean for the future of how we live together. So, what exactly is a network state? At its core, it's a digital First Nation, an online community united by shared values and goals. Unlike traditional countries, which are bound by geography, a network state can be spread across the globe, connected through the internet and blockchain technology. This isn't just a group chat on steroids. We're talking about a digital nation with its own government, currency, and eventually physical territory. A whole new way of organizing human societies. Think of it as creating a decentralized community that can operate independently of traditional state boundaries. To understand why the idea of a network state is even remotely possible, let's take a quick history lesson. Societies have always evolved through unexpected twists and turns. Just like a curveball in baseball, it's rarely a straight line. Now, we're at one of those turning points. The internet and blockchain technology have given us tools that can change the way we record history, interact with one another, and even govern ourselves. Blockchain, for instance, gives us the ability to create immutable ledgers, permanent records that can't be changed. Imagine if every transaction and every law passed in a network state was written in a way that no one could alter history, but without the winners rewriting it. Blockchain is at the heart of the network state. Why? Because it provides trust. One of the most compelling aspects of blockchain is its ability to create decentralized trust systems. Imagine an entire nation's governance being transparent and tamper-proof, where voting systems can't be rigged and laws can't be erased by corrupt politicians. Cryptocurrency like Bitcoin could also play a crucial role. Think of it as the financial infrastructure for these new digital nations. Traditional money is controlled by governments, but cryptocurrencies offer a decentralized alternative, one that's global and isn't tied to any single country's monetary policy. Here's where it gets really interesting. In the traditional world, governments have power because they control physical borders, the military, and the economy. But in a network state, much of that power can shift to digital communities. Take, for example, the power of social pressure online. In many cases, social media platforms like Twitter and Facebook have become more powerful than national governments. Think about how major figures like former President Donald Trump were banned from social media platforms. It wasn't the government that silenced them, but digital platforms. We are witnessing a shift where digital platforms and communities are becoming major players in shaping the future, even in ways that challenge traditional state authority. As technology redefines society, the global political landscape is also changing. The traditional left-right political spectrum, it's becoming outdated. Instead, we're moving towards a tripolar world order, three major powers competing for dominance. First, you have the traditional US dollar-backed establishment, which still holds economic and moral authority globally. Then there's China, leveraging technology for control and surveillance, with the yuan as its financial weapon. Finally, the emerging crypto and Web3 space, which is decentralized, individualistic, and fueled by the power of blockchain. Each of these forces represents a different vision of the future, and they're all competing for influence in this new digital age. What does this mean for everyday people like you and me? We're already seeing the rise of parallel societies, alternative communities that exist outside the traditional systems of governance. Think of these as decentralized communities built on shared values, often tied together by technology. One of the most exciting concepts is the idea of a network archipelago, a decentralized digital nation with real-world presence. It's like a series of islands, except these islands are spread across the globe and connected by a shared digital infrastructure. These parallel societies could one day evolve into fully recognized, independent nations, operating both digitally and in the physical world. It's not just about opting out of the system, it's about building something new. But can these network states actually become legitimate? That's where the concept of diplomatic recognition comes in. The goal is for these new digital First Nations to be recognized by existing countries as sovereign states. It's kind of like a startup, pitching to investors, but instead of venture capitalists, you're trying to convince entire countries to recognize your legitimacy. It's a long road, but with enough momentum, network states could gain real-world power and influence. One of the most radical ideas behind the network state is the focus on individual freedom and consent. Unlike traditional nations where you're often born into citizenship, network states are built on voluntary participation. If you don't like how things are going, you're free to leave. This focus on consent-based governance could offer a powerful check against authoritarianism, ensuring that no single entity has too much control over individuals. It's governance for the digital age, where participation is a choice, not a requirement. So, where does this leave us? The network state might seem like a far-off dream, but the foundations are already being laid. Technology is giving us the tools to rethink how we organize ourselves, how we govern, and how we live together. Could you one day be a citizen of a network state? The possibilities are endless and the future is wide open. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of network states, hit that subscribe button and leave a comment below. What part of this concept excites you the most? Let's keep the conversation going and see where this journey into the future takes us.